For some, coffee is the dark substance associated with waking up in the morning. Good coffee is called a strong black cup from a Folgers tin or a Starbucks shop. For others, what defines good coffee is changing, and a perfect cup is one that has been handcrafted and cared for from the farm to the mug. Kansas City is developing a culture of people that values coffee in its purest form, and Oddly Correct, located on the corner of Westport and Main, is notorious for representing these values best. It is my aim to show you why, as consumers, we need to be intelligent about the story behind our coffee and understand the art and precision of crafting the perfect cup. First, I'd like to explain the history of what is now known as the Third Wave Coffee Movement and its importance to finding a quality cup. The Third Wave movement has brought on an awareness on the part of the consumer and an expectation that the cup they hold has been cared for at every step of the process. The first wave describes the time when coffee could be bought in large tins from large processing plants and brewed in any electronic coffee device. Next, in the second wave, companies like Starbucks popped up and raised a desire for specialty coffee. Shops like these made it feel as though coffee lovers were separated from those who truly desired good coffee and those who didn't. Neither of these valued freshness, farm sustainability, or the best brewing methods. Kansas City now finds itself becoming more immersed into the Third Wave movement. Pete Lasada, a Kansas City native and winner of the 2013 World Barista Championship, describes that this movement is characterized by a desire for people trying to connect with the farmers and develop a product that they not just have control over, but are able to make sustainable. An appreciation for taste and craft are both decisive for Third Wave coffee people. Next, I want to point out how Oddly pays attention to what goes into quality coffee and show how this makes them the best business of the coffee variety. Oddly Correct manifests Third Wave culture by caring about the origin of their beans, roasting their own beans to perfection, and serving a simple menu that highlights and extracts the best flavor without distraction from cream or sugar. Oddly Correct's owner, Gregory Colstow, travels the globe meeting with farmers that grow beans, and these are the very ones that he sells at his shop. This picture here is of one of his farmers, and who he calls Senor Julio, and this picture was taken from Gregory's Instagram site. So this is one of the farmers that he meets with, and the bags next to him are the bags of coffee that he has produced for him. And here, there's a picture of the shelling process that Gregory also oversees, and he does this for all of his beans. Here's a picture of the coffee bean plant itself, and this is what it looks like before it's made into the roasted brown beans that Gregory does later at his shop. After securing a crop of beans from various regions of the earth, Colstow brings them back to be roasted to his own shop, located 2 doors down from Oddly Correct. The beans are then selected from 3 different locations, and those are offered and served in a Kalita pour-over method. You won't find a sugar set out to sweeten these coffees, but one sip will reveal that you don't even need it. The coffees are to be tasted and enjoyed for what they're meant to be, and you'll find that adding anything actually subtracts from the experience. It's important for our purposes that we realize why we should choose a local shop like Oddly over a chain like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. Finding the best coffee shop does not ignore the taste of the coffee itself, and the best taste will be found at local joints. The reasons for this are as we have already discussed. According to a Harris Interactive poll, taste was cited most important for coffee consumers. The poll found that 78% of participants searched for great tasting coffee, but the poll also revealed that Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks were named as the most preferred shops. This is largely due to brand familiarity and their increasing presence in cities. But spending money at local shops that are expected to produce quality coffee will show Kansas City business owners what consumers actually want. If the consumer would stop settling on freshness and taste, then all would be able to discover what coffee is truly supposed to taste like. Oddly Correct has been a spearhead of this movement, making it a landmark Kansas City coffee company. On any ordinary day, you could find yourself on the corner of Westport and Main, drinking a cup of blueberries from Ethiopia, or enjoying a smooth, smoky taste from Colombia. That's the effect that quality coffee should produce. We've seen that much goes into good coffee shop, including the intense care of beans grown, roasted, and brewed. Being knowledgeable about coffee's true taste will raise consumer standards. Oddly Correct has taught Kansas City dwellers to value these things and hopes to foster a community of coffee shops that strive together after these goals. Perhaps the 2012 closing of Kansas City's Folger plant can tell us something about Kansas City's future as a coffee culture. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, what are some of the other coffee shops in Kansas City that have the same kind of feel to Oddly Correct?
There are a few good ones. There's Key Coffee, who actually, they'll use a couple of, they're selective about their beans, so while they don't roast their own beans, they still select from brands that will produce good beans. And there's a number of shops that do that as well. So Key Coffee in the River Market is one that does that. Mud Pie does that some, as well as Second Best. And there are a few others, but it's increasing in Kansas City right now.
Okay. And you said that they don't, that if you add sugar or something like that to it, it might limit the experience.
Mm-hmm.
But say for somebody like me who doesn't drink a lot of good coffee, as you call it, would there be sugar or milk available for me at those shops?
There's never any sugar. Oddly's philosophy, they started serving espresso drinks within the past couple of years, so when they opened, they didn't serve espresso. But now they'll serve espresso, but with whole milk, and they think almond milk and soy milk are fine, but they think the coffee actually tastes best with the whole milk that they get from the Chateau Milk Company. So there are some like that, but it's a natural flavor of sweetness that it should be preferred over substitutes like sugar or milk or creamers or any other sweetener, because I think a lot of people will try a cup of coffee, especially from anywhere in Africa, and it tastes like berries, and they're really surprised that it's black, but it tastes like it has some kind of flavor syrup in it. Thank you for your time.